Alright, we're getting this whole little thing and stuff started. Make sure all good over here, yeah. We all grand, we all flan, we all got the thing with the stuff. With the thing. All sorts of things we got going on out here. As per usual, we're going to get the crew up and running. The whole crew up and running. Let's see, what do we need? Get some trucks over here as well. Get all that good shit up and running. At the very least over here, make sure everything's alright. You're there yet. But by allocation. A bit of allocation stuff over here. I will show you this over here. A nation in the west and the east feasts on institutions that are filled with national pride. After the feast of stagnation comes the famine of change. Indeed. It's going to be a great change over here. Let's see. Oh yeah, this stuff over here. I'm not going to... I've already read this during the down playthrough. So... I'm going to read the ones relevant to us. Then dead, then lead, anyways. See, then the curve. Should be good here. Should be a death. See, these are not just all of these are all Georgia at the very least. It's a little bit more bigger. Coming in a very expansive mountain range over here. There is an interesting choice over there. So before that, you had Azerbaijan over here. I think it was called Central Caspia. See, that's got moved over here because you know the fucking Red Army never cheat over here. After the whites. Ones over here. They either went out into around here in Ukraine to get a society, or they I think they either got exiled or fled out to Zetaroussia as well. I know there's plenty of Reds over there in Zetaroussia as well. So those are the three big, the big three that have like the remnants of the Bolsheviks. That's timeline. Anyways, it's a matter of the. So you see out. So you see, Comrade Sylvian, and while I am certainly interested in backing a program of normalization, myself and others do have some, might we say, reservations about some of your more eccentric tendencies, started the Central Committee's chief clerk. Tragically, he retained that same weasel voice and obnoxious tone with which Igor had become overly acquainted in the past weeks of sit-downs. With some uncertainty, perhaps the weasel tried to continue. Pausing as Igor lazily reached and handed Sherma for a moment. I assure you, Igor replied pointedly. And what was best for our society, comrade? Her futurism, her ego-futurism requires far more than what the Bolshevik party has provided her so far. Wordlessly noting that the weasel almost shriveled in his sheet upon hearing him use the word pejoratively. You know it, and I know it. You will not be sitting here, Merlot in hand and eye to eye with me if we were otherwise, comrade. Very passionately with a flourish, angling his wine glass of wine with a shaft of sunlight coming in through the window of his personal study. He looked away from his guest for a moment, observing how the light reflected through his nonchalantly. Took a few gulps, his guest flushing right after responding kind and stumbling over his words as he attempted to continue listening to his supposed concern and grievances with Studio and his supporters. In truth, he wasn't entirely stupid to be wary, considering what the likes of Stalin and other communists all had to say about the king of poets. Derogatory was too weak of an adjective to describe half the world hurling his way behind closed doors. If half of what he heard was true, Francophilic leech, make-believe aristocrat, to name some of the tamer ones. He allowed himself to scowl, just seeing great all of them. He almost laughed until the glass turning back to his face and inebriated guess. The coming election is our chance to secure our place in the sun alongside France and Fiume at the beacon of the future. The league that beckons us. One we can free ourselves from Marxist orthodoxy. Indeed, future will be beyond the alien dogma of Marx, and I am not ashamed to believe so, comrade. What we need first of all is moderation, to slow down, so we might change course entirely. Little economic liberalization and relaxing cultural policy is just the beginning. I assure you, we have much to do, and I do mean we, Petrov. Let our mutual friends know as well. He said with a smile, making a point using the wheel's name as he just told him to get up. He didn't mean we at all, but Petrov clearly thought he did. That was all that mattered. Once he was finally alone, he returned to his seat, dazed with the speeches he gave the cipher through his notes and quaffed the rest of the drink. A century of sentence committed, so close. And closer it shall be. We're very close thing we got going out over here. The closeness of the close. And I'm playing genius over here. Mass Steel. Coming out with silk gloves. I some guys are dead. What was that? Kev Gas. Been full first day. Oda Kapani. Been allowing my revolution good Kev Gas. 13 years later, his village would choose the son of the Tiflis to represent him as the Supreme Soviet. As he approached the door of the convoy, he took a deep breath and I said, apparently the first thing that hit him was the heat. Something about the energy these men were building in the middle of the city. He was in the winter, feeling like the sun. The second thing that came up with the sound. He was here like a million disparate groups of men who were on the verge of born inside the assembly over who the next chairman. How on this road in eternal field did the Mayakovsky up starts craving your Eurasia, and Mirsky to the hearts and anarchist radicals on the lieutenants carrying Kalina cuffs and his madness on their shoulders. You could imagine better company. Everyone sat down, roll taken. Come on, companion, who do you cast for? City of Verdun in poetry. I shall read all the stuff once. Get to think. The coup. He could barely hear the sergeant scream his name into the ring of his ear. How did it come to this? A great revolution, moment the soldier as he stared upwards at the clouds, vision blurring from the plume of smoke, flashes of light buzzing behind his ears. It was supposed to have been quick. Jeremiah Kapsky and Field Marshal Stone called the arms and protection of the proletariat revolution had been simple enough. True sense of the cause, the Red Army seizing the reins of power from the procured reaction. All in order to bring Francophilic and dog sea into justice before revolutionary tried beautiful subversion. On your fucking feet, Lev. Get up! Up, you bastard! Back on that barricade! The sergeant's voice was cut short by the splintering sound of glass shattering. Pair of the roll of fuel igniting. The bark door turned to short scream at the ammo pain of the sergeant the back erupted, the orange-red blaze. Panic driving his wits into him. Let's go back further away from the hastily assembled street barricade. Several more petrol bombs flew overhead of the monstrous chorus of the first, doubting some other poor bastard trying to hold the light against the counter to be seduced by the rotten poet. Before the rifle, he dragged himself to the feet just as the first of them began to make it over the top of the barricade. Racking the bolt, he sent a bullet straight through the head of a wide-eyed youth. Attempting to clamber his way down towards Lev and his comrades. Sound of an engine roaring cut through the din of combat. Lev turned to see the armor cars which do hold. The opening was a storm machine gun fire from his turret. That erased the enemy. They had tried to make it over the roadblock. He scarcely believed it when Mayakovsky emerged from it, covered in dust, blood, and sweat. Half a dozen future guard in his back. Forward, the pid, he screamed. The voice shredding atmosphere of fear and solitude that just so recently caused troops to falter in the mission. They turned back. They charged. Galvanized like never before, they surged forward like a hurricane up and over the barricade, cutting and shooting a path to counter areas that now reeled at their resurgent charge. At the end of the street, the House of Soviet of Caucasia, their pride surrounded and fortified by their force of reaction. They charged again. Now one of them stopped running. Not even when they can't start firing. Not one survived. It was a massacre. The Q died Mayakovsky down that street. Indeed it has. Indeed it has. coup of the century has failed. But I'm gonna be reading the boy over here. And also that ideology over here. Igor Sigevinin. Igor Vasilievich Literav, or Igor Sigevinin, on his works, was a dark horse among the other dark horses who competed on my country's seat. As he adopted surname would suggest, he was born far from his current refuge. I'm in Petrograd, though he would also spend some time in far-flung Harvard immediately before the war with Japan. But returning home, the newly adult Sigevinin began self-publishing poetry, but his eventual breakthrough into the public eye was to place him in uneasy cohesion with his future Caucasian contemporaries. During this school verse ego-futurism, the poet issued a similar call to the complete modernization of art and adoration of the engine, but at the same time would cut a bizarrely aristocratic profile, always slickly dressed and occasionally openly declaring himself a genius. Though pointing infamy with his fellow ego-futurists, Sigevinin was relatively content to continue his work until the Russian Civil War. This marked the beginning of an unpredictable leap exile period where the would-be high society entertainer for the would-be, though he would escape the worst fighting and the episode of Kolchak at oppression by moving to the Baltics, the Sun military government in the region proved an unappealing as the prospect of moving to Germany or Poland. However, when the Caucasian Federation and Soviets proved more than a flash in the pan, the futurist cultural alliance of state was too intensive for Sigevinin, who immediately started looking to immigrate. It was a strange word that brought Sigevinin to the premiership, but not everyone in the Caucasian establishment is pleased. He held to be moderate sensibilities in contrast to the totalizing vision of his opponents, made him appealing to his Semitic society, which would alienate my country's proletarian minister Sensi. Certainly, Igor is the man of the future, but the Russia of the future would not need a material like Dolevsky. His policies of a sort of cultural policy as well as rumbling economic liberalization are agreed with relief and displeasure in equal measure. Candidates would be aristocratic because the man within Kafka's, and without will he be proved under the wheels of the future, claims the steer. But we shall see. We're going to do pretty damn well for ourselves. First, we live the. And I should also read this as well. Let's probably read this over here, and then I'll read the ideology because it's a very short thing. The King of Poet reigns. Today, without warning, thundering electrical shock lights up the whole of the Caucasus and the arid mountains of Bachun. We get a long and complex metamorphosis into the Parnassus of the east. Enlightenment, with all its rampant and unfiguring strength, has one decayed society. Ego Sigevinin has been chosen by the people to guide them to a new model future, away from the iron chains on dogs and Marxians that had too many years crushed under them their weight. And so he shall. Smell oil and proletarian silver becomes sweet perfume. Vodka will transmute to champagne and new weddings of Cana. And the rust will be gilded until the whole world becomes gold, brilliant steel. Today we ride toward the city upon the hill, bravery gallantry. Unstoppable as the rise of the sun. Indeed. The sun of the west and the sun of the east shall be united soon enough. Now, Futalism. Sorry if I moved the mic over here. I'm trying to get a better spot. Anyway, velocity, technology, war. It is a smaller intention than that the hundreds of furious Indians began to war in Italy, and his war cry could be heard around the world from the pen of Filippo Tommaso Marinetti, his 1909 manifesto, who grew to an artistic school but also a totalizing political and philosophical ethos that sought to remodeling the life and the narrative to the battlefield. At the same time, as it drew interest in Italy, Europe, and beyond, its application came to defy simple political classification other than anti-traditionalism, arguably the first of the modern ideologies that make up the core of accelerationism that would only now reckoning with the legacy of futurism. Merely, these precepts were more of the past, vigorously attacking bourgeois morality and tradition. They trumpeted militarism, youth, and innovation from the automobile to the aeroplane. At the same time, there was neither sensibility to the founders' rhetoric, exhorting superior men to heroism and convection defying deeds. While frequently at odds with socialism, and while the 2020s drove a wedge between the League of Few and the Second National, became far more than a rise tendency almost immediately. At first, it was seduced nationalist socialists, then anarchists who sought to upend public order in Russia. Futurism would join on with the communists, seen as a society-scale product to liberate and uplift the masses. This utopian drive which survived the Great War fell elevating the image of the heroic pilot, the Ardito shock trooper, and assuring the new states and field men Kafkas would be built, in part by revolutionary futurists. Between the media and novelty has worn off, but the task before remains. While world left to revolutionize, but how will the globe be reshaped and under whom? Tyrant government has produced a wide range of economic models under its umbrella, from producer-directed capitalism and syndicalism to state-managed corporatism and communism. Whether Mordor carries it right into the ecstasy of total war or visionary utopia, it's either extreme truly opposed, can futurism maintain the Disney moment, or in the end, will gravity always win? We'll see if we can nail him down by gravity. And with that, I'm going to end this little part over here. I should begin over here, but I want to save the whole Kevcast stuff for. I want to save this whole little tree starting off over here for later. So we shall save the rest of this for next time. So sorry for the shortness part over here, but it's going to be, we'll be doing a lot more talking, a lot more extensive later on. So until then, I'll see you later. Bye.